Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. We're now playing all the releases at least at some point in 1981. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to 1981. We last played Adventureland for Microsoft, well, it's more like IBM PC at this point in 1981. And we have more Adventureland to play. If you thought that was the only one, then maybe you should check and go outside every now and then because there's a lot of video games. Here we go. Let's move on to our next one. It is Adventureland for the Atari 800 home computer. This one's a little bit different. It actually changes the font for the very first game we've ever seen with cursive font ever on the show. So let's take a look at Adventureland for the Atari 800 or 400 home computer. Starting with some of the artwork. There is the front and back of the box, and we have examples of the advertisement flyer. Hello, we're Adventure International, publishers of the finest microcomputer software programs available. That's right, Adventure International. If it was a commercial, I'm pretty sure it would sound just like that. And here is the box in all its 3D glory. Adventure number 1 by Scott Adams. First release for the Apple II, well, first release for the TRS-80 and then Apple II. And here we go, we're getting the releases for the IBM PC, the Atari home computer, and the VIC-20. And in the back of the box, they always explain information, at least Adventure International, about how long it would take to play, average age to play, and then they classify this as a compu novel. That's kind of interesting. Never heard of any video game referred to as a compu novel. So for other versions, we have just two. We're going to play the original. It is some point in 1981, and this is the release of Adventureland for the Atari home computer. The only thing that this one has against the other ones is it is playing in cursive, which is kind of cool. I think it's essentially the exact same game, though. All right, so right off the bat, we do not want to move the margins, but that's kind of cool. They want us to switch the screen up when we want to play. There we go, cursive text. Want to restore previously saved game? No. This really looks like Old English. So all those these and thous in Akalabeth, it would really look good with this. So there you go. They always begin with, this program allows you to have an adventure without even leaving your armchair. You'll find yourself in a strange new world. You'll be able to examine and otherwise manipulate the objects you find there. You'll also be able to travel from location to location. I'll be your puppet in this adventure, and you can command me with 2-word English sentences. So 2-word text parser. As we've seen quite a bit on the show, the authors worked over a year on this program, so don't copy a pirated copy or accept a pirated copy. Here we go. Hit and return. There we go. So it is essentially the exact same Adventureland we've played on the show, but on the Atari computer, they put it in cursive. That is pretty cool. It kind of gives the Atari a slight difference to the other ones. And they always break up the screen at the top, tells you where you are, what's happening, and at the bottom is where you'll type the commands. So we're in a forest. We have trees. X's are north, south, east, and west. And it says, "Welcome to adventure number 1, Adventureland. In this adventure, you're on to find treasures and store them away. To see how well you're doing, say score. Remember, you can always say help. Help! If it doesn't bunch up. There we go. A voice booms out. Try look, jump, swim, climb, find, take, score, drop, any other verbs you can think of. Oh, it doesn't even tell us all the verbs. All right, so let's go east. I'm in a sunny meadow. Yep, this sounds really familiar. So Adventureland always, it looks like it's the same one. Here's that large sleeping dragon. And sign says, in many cases, mud is good. In others, it's going to get mud. I can't do that yet. And we'll go east again. I'm on the shore of a lake. Visible items are the golden fish, rusty axe. Let's get that axe. Okay, we got the axe. And last time we tried to get the fish, it didn't work. But if we go back west, throw axe at dragon. Oh, it stopped me. I tried to continue after the 2 words, and it was like, nope, only 1 or 2 words only. So yeah, you can't throw. As soon as I tried to type something else or another word, it just stopped. So, but if I throw the axe, it should throw it on the ground. Yeah, and now it shows up as an axe by the dragon. Okay, well, maybe the dragon will go play with it. We'll go east again, and we're on the shores of a lake, so let's go down south. And this is the bottomless hole that we played on the IBM version. We jumped in the hole, and the game crashed because we died. That's pretty much it. So let's go north then. Instead of bottomless hole, we'll go on the shores of a lake, go north again. I'm in a quicksand. Uh-oh. Okay. Quicksand bog. Oh, gosh. Okay, so now small statue of a blue ox. Get statue. You don't know what a statue is. Wait, statue of a blue ox. Okay, maybe get ox. Okay. So we got the statue of a blue ox. And then can we go south again? No. North. Uh-oh. Are we stuck? We are. We're in the quicksand. So I think we can't go anywhere. We can't go in any direction. North, south, east, west. Yes. So none of the directions work, and we have to be able to we have to get out, which means I think we're stuck. And when you played adventure games at the time, a lot of times there'd be lots of deaths, and you realize what you had to do wrong, and then go back and try something else. Swim through the quicksand? Sure. Let's see. Does it work? Something's too heavy, I fall. Inventory. I'm carrying... Oh, the ox. Okay. Throw ox. Get rid of that. Sorry, I can only throw the axe. So you can't throw the ox. What about drop? Drop ox. Okay, so we dropped it. Now let's swim. Yes. Okay, we're on the shore of a lake. It worked. So we were too heavy because of what we picked up, and then we got rid of it. We dropped it, and now we swam away. Amazing. Well, I shouldn't be as amazed. I mean, this was released in the 70s originally for the TRS-80. But still, if you're into text adventure games, these are the kinds of experiences you would have had still at the time. And these are being re-released. This is the newest released of the Apple home computer version. So for all those people that had only the Apple home computer, this would be their first time playing Adventureland. All right, so after that, let's go north. No, south again. Swim. Go west. Get away from there. And then now we're back where the sleeping dragon is. We'll go west again and go north. I think this one just leads us through the trees. Yeah, we just keep going north and we go through the trees. But notice how the screen's broken up. It always has this bar in the middle that you can always see the top. There's other more rudimentary text adventure games that they just continue to scroll until you say look or where was I again? Unless you remembered where you were. But lots of fun with this one. Especially if you loved text adventure games. So for Adventureland, I believe we're going to give these all the same, even though there's a slight difference with the text. So this one was, I'm going to give this one average for the time, 3 stars for Adventureland on PC, 3 stars for Adventureland on the Atari home computer, and then we have the last one, which was on the VIC-20. Yes, Commodore VIC-20. And got another awesome advertisement for you here. Check this one out.
There are those who worry that video game playing can become obsessive. At Commodore, while we think that's a little extreme, increasing your game scores may not always increase your IQ. So Commodore's games come in a different package, a full-fledged computer, the VIC-20, that allows your mind to expand into the thousands of things a computer can do, in addition to playing games.
In addition, but everybody knows they just probably played the games. The games, man, but it's funny that they already in 1981 are like, the video games are rotting people's brains. Fascinating. All right, so this one is Adventureland for the Commodore VIC-20. And here's the box for Adventureland, cartridge-based, which is really cool for the VIC-20. The majority of them were still cassettes, but cartridges, I always say at this time, is the way to go. It loads so much faster. And any other artwork for Adventureland on the VIC-20? No, and there's an example of the cartridge. Don't forget to type SYS32592 and hit return to start your adventure. And there it is. Yep, same text we've seen before, even with the golden fish. So for different versions, just a few there. All right, let's pop it in and play Adventureland on the VIC-20, which essentially is going to be the same idea, but just the text is going to look a little bit different. And we're going to fast forward in case it does load slowly, but we hadn't had any problems with the VIC-20 so far. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, because every home computer always has something some quirkiness, some weirdness. You never know what's going to happen on a... See, I should have said something. I think it froze. Did you break? Oh my gosh, yes, I think it did. Okay, we'll try a different one. Never going to say that one again. Everything's just going great on our VIC-20. That's what I should be saying. Because I already know how cumbersome and clunky the Commodore 64 is. Hey, there we go. Adventure number 5. Okay, well, they got the wrong one. This may have been a compilation of all of them for the VIC-20. So do we want to restore a previously saved game? No, we do not. Yeah, so this one is The Count, which is not Adventureland. It's, they picked the wrong one in that database for us. But still, for Adventureland on the VIC-20, you kind of saw what the text looks like. Kind of crisp, but I'm still give it 3 stars. So Adventureland, 3 stars across the board from 1981. And after Adventureland, let's move forward and see what our next game is. We're going back to the arcade. And this is The Adventures of Robby Roto. Not familiar with Robby Roto. Looks pretty cool, though. Let's take a look at the artwork for The Adventures of Robby Roto. Cool. What kind of artwork is that? Looks like crayon color. Yeah, compared to the other advertisement flyers, this is definitely made like a home design, but kind of cool. The Wicked Troll, Voltar's underground counterpart. And there he is, Robby Roto. Kind of looks like a red Pac-Man. Rescues hostages and recovers treasure. Robby turns invisible. And there's sinister spiders. Voltar's guards watch over hostages and treasures. And there he is, the evil Voltar, with jawbones. And the key, by Bally Midway. That's bizarre. I've never heard of this one. It looks like it'd be a mascot character for Bally Midway, but not as popular, I guess. So back of the advertising flyer, Robby Roto digs his way into the hearts of game players everywhere. Did he, though? Does anyone remember Robby Roto? Not familiar with that one. Robby Roto is the rescuer extraordinaire. He saves hostages and treasures placed underground by the evil Voltar. And there's the example of the arcade cabinet at the back of the advertising flyer. There's the arcade cabinet. That's pretty cool. Nice orange design. Love it for the color on the side. And then the one thing I like is they put everything together for the classic arcade cabinet. You got the marquee at the top, the control panel that blends into the artwork around the CRT, and all that blends really well with the cabinet itself. So this, I would say, is an excellent arcade cabinet. Way to go, Robby Roto. There's the controls. Looks like we're moving a 4-way joystick. Oh, maybe 8-way joystick with 1 button for magic. Maybe, yeah. That's where most people saw it. Yeah, there's the controls moving around, and then the magic button. Wait, magic button. That was the same as Lupin the Third that we played. And there's our arcade marquee, The Adventures of Robby Roto. I'm intrigued. Let's see the manual for Robby Roto. The parts and operator manual with all 3 examples of the cabinets. The full upright, the cocktail, and the mini. Smaller version, which if you remember from the Electronic Games magazine, they were advertising buying your own arcade cabinets. So people were buying the mini version. It was priced enough that, it's about, I think, between $300 and $500. You could have your own arcade cabinet at home. And apparently that's what people did. So let's scroll down and see if it says anything about the game itself. Robby Roto. There's the intro. Oh yeah, lots of info. Yeah, this is a really long manual. Robby Roto. Okay, there we go. 1 or 2 player game. Okay, well, I'll have a second player ready. It looked like the control panel only did like 1 player alternating. 2 player mode selected. They take turns. Yeah, take turns. So it's alternate. If you have purchased the cocktail, the only difference is the 2 player pitcher flips. Okay, we're familiar with that. When playing the game, you are Roto's mentor. He takes directions only from you and will do your bidding exclusively. You determine the strategies he used to defeat the evil monster Voltar, who has invaded the Earth, stealing all types of treasures and burying them deep within the Earth. Voltar also takes hostages and seals them in vaults deep within the Earth. Now, we're starting to read a lot, and the games now have a lot of info and a lot of story and lore. I don't know how we're going to be able to move forward playing the more obscure video games because there's already so much that we've read behind the scenes of what the game's about. This is an arcade game, and it's already giving us the lore of Voltar taking hostages and stealing treasure deep beneath the earth. There's only one way to save the hostages and recover the treasures. We must send Roto. He will follow Voltar right to his own home tunnels. Voltar makes just a little upset with Roto. To help protect his stolen treasures, Voltar has developed a giant breed of spider that can sense Roto's location and also travel through solid earth. These spiders attempt to corner and capture Roto. Not Robby Roto. So you direct them, Voltar turns into a troll and can travel through solid earth. Oh, okay. Something interesting, though. If we're actually digging in the earth, this means this is before Dig Dug, which is bizarre. Dig Dug is in 82. So someone's digging underground before Dig Dug? That seems sacrilege. And then you capture the different spiders or stroll, they eject from Voltar cells, and you... Okay, so if we get caught, and your skill level increases, you get into the higher tracks of the game. The ability of spiders and trolls sense Roto's location increases. It makes Roto's chances for survival considerably smaller. And Voltar, being what he is, has reinforcements. So there's no reinforcements you can call if you only have your skill and use of the magic button. Yes, I will not forget the magic button. And you get bonus Rotos every time you complete a third rack of the game. And then the features. What is the features? Bonus Roto. We're familiar with awards and lives that come in on the arcade scene. Your Roto's allowed to use one magic button per rack of the game. If you don't use it at any particular time, you can accumulate unused magic. The upright model provides a front slide self-service shelf for ease of maintenance. That's for the operators. And the objective of the game is to have fun. That's the objective of chronologically gaming, to have fun and survive as long as possible while constantly improving your skills, rescuing as many hostages as you can, and recapturing as much stolen treasure as possible. As you do this, each maze will be harder and harder to complete, ad nauseum. And then they give us the point score. Okay, cool. I am intrigued. Let's check it out. It is The Adventures of Robby Roto, released at some point in 1981 for the arcades. Which arcades? Where in the world? Okay, we're in, and we already have some cool artwork around the outside. They show us examples of the bonus information. We didn't get an explanation of what things are. I guess those are the Voltar spiders there. Someone's digging in the mine there. Okay, it's another spider. I can pick up that power-up. Don't know what that is. Oh, okay, these must be the hostages. The sad faces are hostages. That's adorable. And I picked up a key. Okay, once I got the key, I got the exit. And then, oh no, it's Voltar. What do I do? Okay, he just transformed into the troll, and I'm going to try to make my way... Oh, he can capture the... Whoa. So he just captured one of the hostages. I want to see if I can go get him back. But this is it. I'm digging through the ground before Dig Dug came out. Is Robby Roto's digging. And there it is. You rescue the hostages. Double score. Oh, awesome sound effects. Makes Robby Roto cool. This looks like it was drawn in a My Paint program, though. And I'm just carving it away. As if it was a little kid drawing. Okay, where's my magic button? Whoa. Oh, that's so much like Pac-Man. Can I just screw through him? Oh, the magic button lasts 5 seconds? That's cheap. Oh yeah, this is awesome. It doesn't have the similar mechanics as Dig Dug, but going around rescuing the hostages underground is awesome. The graphics are very bizarre. It does look like it's a home, like someone made their own home arcade to play. Alright, looks like as long as Robby Roto does it... Is that more magic button? It is. So I can pick up magic button tokens. Let's go! Oh no, and they got all the hostages? Here, I got another magic button. And I can go, magic button! It's only 5 seconds. Alright, I got outsmarted that one, not this one. And Voltar got me, no! Not Voltar. Alright, let's outsmart him by going this way, around. Oh, that spider's gonna come up. I don't know how we can get past. I'll have to use my magic. No! I thought I had extras. I didn't have any magic button left. Oh, I have to go pick up that icon over on the side, I guess. Alright, let's go. Happy faces. We love it. Let's get out of here. Rescuing the hostages. And we did it! Robby Roto. So there's not any way to kill any of the spiders, and it's not really action-based. This really feels like it's a game Nintendo would have made. Or Disney. You know, something where you're not actively killing or destroying things. There are spiders coming after you, but here we go, grab the key. That opens the door for us, and then can I get out without rescuing any hostages? And if you see how the graphics are, it's barely giving me an indication that I can dig through. It's very slight. That I can see where to dig or where not to dig, or where the walls are. Yeah, and I'm just digging through. You can see I slash through each one. Get the magic button there. Go there. Alright, let's go. Use it. Oh, nice. So bear in mind, I'm still on 1/4, and I'm still going. Sound effects are so good. This is awesome. Where was Robby Roto? Was it not distributed worldwide or to a lot of people? Bonus Roto machine. So that's kind of like a little cutscene. Alright, we move on to the next level. So they are making more mazes for us. And more places to dig. So the replay value is really cool for the time. Going around grabbing hostages. Gotta dig through the earth without letting the spiders get me. Okay, let's try... Oh, man, it's Voltar. Let's try leaving without the last hostage. What happens? Oh, okay, it brings them there, but then I still have to go get the last one. I see. I walked right into Voltar. I thought it was a wall. It is a little hard to see. So if you look right by my shoulder, it's showing you bonus information and then instructions. And what I'm going to do is, on my last death... Let's go get our last guy. Roto's coming! This blows my mind. I thought Dig Dug was the first, but we have seen on the home computer, the Commodore PET, there was a game called Miner, which allowed you to dig underground, and that was the first game we ever saw digging, or a digging mechanic in a video game. But this is straight up, this is an arcade game. I thought for sure Dig Dug was the first arcade game with digging, but who knew it was Robby Roto? Find the key for the exit door, grab the treasure for bonus points, remove as many hostages as you can, and then when all three are saved, the maze ends. And then you go to the new one, and it's making new mazes. Bear in mind, there are games on the arcade that have the same screen still. And this is... I just went right into Voltar at that time. This is making new mazes every time. I haven't seen a repeat yet. Okay, there's my game over. So all that on 1/4 too. Maybe that's why I didn't do so well. Oh, and I can put initials in? Awesome. Pushing that magic button. I remember whenever I was checking dates, I remember I double and triple checked the Robby Roto one, because it actually looked more like a prototype. It didn't look real. Whenever you see the graphics, it doesn't look like it's a finished game. I mean, look at the attract mode. It's like drawing on my paint, but they didn't have that at the time. Maybe it's some homebrew game meant to be 1981. I'm so skeptical. All right, let's zoom this in so we can see a little bit better. The artwork is cool though. Let's go here and go there. All right, here we go. Put another quarter in. It's our second quarter for Robby Roto, with instructions all on the front of the screen. That's awesome. It explains exactly how to play, and then you push start. But then it's very intuitive. Now we get a better view of the maze. You can kind of tell better what is walls and what is dirt to dig through. And they put the key in a different place, but I believe this is the same maze we used before. Alright, so it's keeping track on the top of the screen how many magic buttons I have. So that's 2 magic buttons, I think. Alright, we're just going to mad dash to the exit. We're Robby Roto pros by now. Unbeknownst to all the viewers, I've been practicing more and more games, so by the time we do a live stream of a shooter, we hopefully will play better now. But for maze games, we're the masters. At least with Robby Roto we are. I mean, look at this. Got spiders. Oh no, I don't think so. Got the key. And you really got to keep track of where the boundaries are, because the enemies can just dig right through. And you can always rescue, you have 2 at a time, then come back for the last one, like this. There you go, use that magic button. Let's see where Voltar goes. What? Oh, he went through that side, no! we have another one? I do. Ooh, yeah. That magic button. Good thing I remembered this time. Okay, sound is so cool for the time, and then the gameplay mechanic is ahead of its time. The graphics, they're really not the most pleasant. It's cool that they have the mascot character, but the idea of digging around like this through different kinds of mazes is awesome. It's even giving you little hints, like with arrows, of where you can go. You can see if I'm here in the corner, it'll say, okay, you can go that way around. Out of my way! It is a little tricky to tell where walls are. A little bit. Like, I can't tell on the left if I could dig there or not. Alright, let's go for the key. Go for hostage number 2. Make our way around this side. Don't die. How many more magic buttons do I have? None. Okay, I'm out of magic button. I just tried it. That's a little misleading. It says number 1, like I have one more magic button at the top, but I guess not. Oh my gosh, what is that? It's the evil auto of Robby Roto. It's gonna destroy me, I bet, right? Yes. I didn't have any more magic button left. It does sound kind of similar, and I really enjoyed the sound and sound effects of Wizard of War. Okay, so this one's a little tricky because I can't tell where I can go, or which side's a wall and which side's not. Alright, we're gonna come down this side now, get a magic button, and then let's see if this is the only... Look at that, it made a room that only comes one way. And see, there's a wall there, and I can go magic button. Wait, I thought I picked up a magic button! That was cheap. So I didn't? I have none. Yeah, I have no magic buttons left. Another thing that blows me away is there's a really famous game that's going to be coming out on the home computer called Boulder Dash. This gives me Boulder Dash vibes before that one came out. And I'm wondering if this was an inspiration to that one. No, go away! I don't have a magic button. There we go, we did it. Made it through. Way to go, Robby Roto. Oh, so those are treasures. So which one is the... Oh, magic button is... They're keeping track of the treasures at the top, not the magic button. Roto bonus machine. So that means we get an extra life, I think. Possibly this was not popular because for people that were running the arcades, I bet people played too much Robby Roto on one quarter. We're going a long time. Racking up points, picking up treasures, getting the key. I mean, we're able to go so long. This means that I should be able to use the magic button now. Let's see if we can outsmart these guys. See, I didn't know if that was a wall or not. There's little bitty things, but it's hard to tell. No, he got me! At least the hostages stay in the same place, and then they randomize the enemies. I'm a big fan of Dig Dug, really love that, and so the vibes of Boulder Dash and Dig Dug from this, you can't deny it, it's crazy. And there it is, game over. Man, a lot of gameplay for one quarter. Alright, so for all the people who've never heard of Robby Roto, there you go. You need to hear of Robby Roto because this one, for the time, is definitely above average. Different mazes, I'm going to say even 5. I'm thinking of going all the way max because it is changing up the gameplay every single time. It has a mascot character. It has the controls right. It has the power button that you can use whenever you want. You don't have to pick up a pellet for it. So yeah, I'm gonna do 5. Robby Roto is one of the best games you could play of all the video games we played so far. And this is in the arcade. Who knew? So cool. So after Robby Roto, let's see where we're going next.
Big plans?
Oh, I see. That makes sense. All right, now we're going back to the Atari home computer.
Atari has hundreds of fantastic software programs.
And this again, I don't know what's up with Atari's marketing.
Off your etchings?
Come on. These days, it's my Atari home computer.
Why Atari?
Are you kidding? Atari has hundreds of fantastic software programs.
You're quite organized.
Atari Home Filing Manager.
What's the plan?
Set the mood. A little conversational Italian. Some music composer.
And?
Probably get beaten at Centipede. Only Atari home computers have it. You'll have to leave now.
Atari home computers. Only Atari puts so much in it for you.
Only Atari can ruin a date. If you take someone home and all they want to do is play on their Atari computer in 81, I think you met the wrong guy. All right, let's see what we got for air traffic controller. This is no box for this one. So for artwork, we have an advertisement flyer, air traffic controller for the Atari home computer, among others, by Creative Computing Software. And then that's it. There's the example of the 5 1/4 floppy disk. You need 24K to play this one. Advanced air traffic controller by Creative Computing Software. All right, and we do. We got all the memory. Here we go. Let's pop it in and see. This is air traffic controller released at some point in 1981 for your Atari home computer. Oh man. Our very first simulated air traffic controller game, and there has been others for mainframe and TRS-80, but we did not showcase those. So for our very first air traffic controller game, I'm going to see if we have a manual first. And we do not. And since we do not, this isn't going to last long. But you can see in the top right corner, it's by David Mannering. Way to go, David. Making a air traffic controller game. Does this work with the joystick if I have it plugged in? No, it does not. Doesn't respond at all, so it's keyboard only. Doesn't even use the buttons for option select. All this stuff over on my behind my right shoulder. So let's try enter. It's going to need commands, I guess. North, pound. Oh my gosh, it worked. 3. Oh man, yeah, it is literally an air traffic controller simulator. For all I know, this could be the same software that was being used to actually manage airplanes and the computer crashed. That's perfect. So for all I know, this was actually programming to the programming used for real planes in 1981. I don't even know if it was a game or not. So we already crashed the system. But for a simulation game, if that piques your fancy, then play air traffic controller. But if you're on the channel, that's all we're gonna do. I'm gonna give that one a yikes. The crashing the computer will not be in the rating, but I'm gonna do 1.5 stars just because it's nothing but text and you're typing in coordinates. So I guess more power to the air traffic controller people that want to play a video game. And with that, let's move on to our next release. Oh, yes, I'm so excited for this one. This is the introduction of the VTech CreatiVision. And the CreatiVision was one of the models. You can see it down in the bottom left corner. It is another home console. This is 1981, and so this was created in Hong Kong and was released in parts of Asia now. But then by next year, it's going to be in Europe, in Australia, in New Zealand, and it has lots of different names, like the Wizard, the Educomp. So if you're familiar with different names, we're going to go by CreatiVision for all the titles for this home console. But wow, oh wow, the CreatiVision is like if you took the Intellivision and you looked at the controller and you said, oh, this isn't enough buttons. I need more buttons. Look in the bottom left. The CreatiVision, when you put both controllers down on the console, it makes a full keyboard, a full membrane keyboard on the controllers. So whenever you play this, you do the same as you do on the Mattel Intellivision. You slide an overlay over all the buttons that make up the keyboard on your controller, and then you play. So the only I actually found an advertisement for this from New Zealand and Australia. So check it out. This is the VTech CreatiVision.
Looking for a TV game? These games are good, but we don't think they're as good as the Dick Smith Wizard.
Wow, look at the fantastic picture.
With a picture made of 49,000 dots, thousands and thousands more than the other game.
The Wizard tennis game is the greatest.
The Wizard has real space-age controllers.
Look at those
not just
controllers.
simple sticks, and special game overlays that show you how to play.
Unreal. Auto chase and air sea attack.
Sonic Invader, Tank Attack, and Planet Defender.
The most brilliant feature, a cartridge converting your Wizard to a personal computer with the same microprocessor as the Apple computer. And the cost of the Wizard only $295. That's 200 under comparable units.
The Dick Smith Wizard.
Exclusive to Dick Smith Electronics.
Yes, go buy one now. if you were in that area of the world. I'm amazed that they said it had the power of the Apple II. That's a lot to boast. Yeah, the graphics are very similar to ColecoVision, SG-1000, same look and similar architecture. But in actuality, from what I've read, this is the most powerful console right now. So what they released is the most powerful console. And the ability that it can be a computer too inside of this is nuts. Now, while this ad is from a little bit later, whenever it's released to New Zealand and Australia, we're still going to play the games when they're first released. So this was available first in Hong Kong. But let's take a look at the artwork for the CreatiVision. Now, the first game we're going to play is Air Sea Attack for 1 or 2 players. And the box that we're seeing is the VTech brand, but this could be branded in lots of regions and lots of different ways. So if you see the game and you're like, oh, that looks really familiar, I've played it before, most likely you're playing it on the Dick Smith Wizard or the Edgecom, or there's lots of names that it could be. All right, let's flip it over to the back. This has Air Sea Attack, 2 controller overlays. There's the example of the system itself, and a pretty basic information on the box. They do what the Intellivision and the Atari do, where they have several different game modes. So we have the manual for this one as well. Not the original one that came out in parts of Asia, but the one that we can understand to play now. So here we go, the CreatiVision Air Sea Attack cartridge instructions. Congratulations, you just opened one of the world's most exciting video game cartridges. Oh yes, we've started the flood of all this stuff on the market. Thanks, CreatiVision. So in this game, we command a nuclear submarine, and we're in deep hostile waters. The enemy is completely ruthless, out to destroy you with every weapon at their command. Bombers, helicopters, jet fighters, destroyer, cruisers, battleships, submarines, they're all armed to the teeth and have the mission to find you and annihilate you. We're supposed to attack and destroy them, and the enemy defense is dropping death charges and bombs, so we have to get away from those. Your skill and daring will determine how long you can survive. So for pre-battle check, the first thing, this is about plugging in and setting up the system. Make sure the antenna is correct, power cord, TV, main unit, and then the cartridge is inserted. And there you go. There's showing us, just like on the Intellivision, how to get that overlay over the controller of the CreatiVision. And then you turn the power on, and then it says you select which battle you want with the select button. So you select what game. It looks like we have 10 different games or 10 different modes to play, and then we push start. On the hand battle grid, then we move the joystick up and down to control our periscope gun sight. And then the black circle cross goes up and down the center. Okay, so this is where we aim and then fire our shot. You select fire on the hand control, buttons on the hand control firmly. And then there's an intelligence report. The enemy has an unlimited number of planes, boat simulators. So you have an unlimited number of missiles. Basically, just keep firing away. Battles 9 and 10 are for 2 players. Okay, cool. I'll plug in 2 controllers to see what that's like. And then the only enemy is time. Whoever accumulates the highest score shooting the 4-minute time limit wins. So it's a score attack for 2 players. And then you choose what battle you want. This shows you all the different game modes. So we have Air Force, and then Battle 2 is airships, and then 3 is Air Force and Navy. So they got, it's very similar to Atari. Let's do different game modes so they can play, and they even have 2-player modes too. And then they break down the scores for all the different enemies you take out. And you can see here, yep, originally made in Hong Kong with 1981 as the... That's interesting. I wonder if in Hong Kong then the manual was released in English. I would find that bizarre. All right, so our first time checking out the CreatiVision. Released at some point in 1981, this is Air Sea Attack. And you hear that? That's top tier. Having some kind of cool ditty or sound, that's almost like arcade from what we've heard. So every time we play a CreatiVision game, it starts like an arcade game. So it's doing an attract mode. I'm not in control of anything. It's just kind of playing along the background. But look at the game. The game itself is displaying lots of color. We're having multiple like scrolling colors across the screen. This is our very first game for the CreatiVision, and while I've read that this is the most powerful system at the time for home consoles, I'm wanting to believe it from what we're seeing right now. Okay, so to play a game, we first have to hit reset, and then now we can switch out the game modes. You can see it says G1, and I can switch and play different game modes here. We should have 10 different ones for this. Yep, there we go. And then when we want to start, we push start on the control pad, and we'd have to know what the overlay is for this one. So these are very tricky to play like in television. Yeah, I'm impressed. This looks really good. But when we're ready to start, we push start. Plays a little song. Nice. Sounds good too. All right, so here we go. I'm in. I have a little cursor that I can move up and down. Can I move? I can move left and right too. Nice. And it looks like they're dropping depth charges on me. And I just have to time shots. That's pretty cool. Reminiscent of stuff we played in the arcades in the 70s as a sub-simulation, but this is at home. So you're dodging the depth charges, and then you use the control stick to move up and down, and then fire your shot and just time it to hit the enemies. Let's see what happens if I move. Okay, so it does save. Gotta make sure you're at the right level and dodge the depth charges too. So I just got hit by it. And where's our score? Oh, there we go. It's showing on the left side, the one-player score. And then the high score looks like 0 because it's our very first time popping it in. All right, that's awesome. Okay, so let's do a reset. And then now let's try game mode 2 and see if there's any difference in that one. And every time you start, it plays a little ditty. Wow. This is a system I was not aware about before doing the channel. I had no idea this one was around because I don't think this was even released in North America. But if you're in Europe watching the show, or if you're in Australia or New Zealand, this should look very familiar. Because this was like the system to own or have. Looks like we're just getting enemies going a little bit faster. I love the presentation. Take a look at the gauges moving around. It's not really doing anything gameplay wise, but it's just cool having like multicolor display on the bottom left, and then the different gauges twisting and turning. Are they doing anything whenever I move? I don't think so. I'm trying to dodge these depth charges, but yeah, I'm moving up and down, and it's not. Yeah, it's just flashy for show. Yeah, this is great. Timing your shots. It reminds me of playing a very colorful Atari game. Simple concept and premise. All right, so let's move on to a different one. Let's check the manual now. What other game modes should we try out? Let's see. We got 4 fastest planes and boats and 4, and then it looks like it's just getting harder and harder. You're watching for planes that never come, and then sneak attacks, so probably invisible enemies in game mode 6, and then we have water. Oh, in the water in 7. So let's check out 4 and 7. We won't do all the game modes, but I did want to see those. So here we go. Let's do it again. Reset. Going to game mode 7 and push and start. And I'm doing this all on the controller. You have the controller with the overlay, so you know which buttons to push. And then you push start. Here we go. Let's try game mode 7. Yes, now we got subs in the water with us. Awesome. That is a really cool effect of the 2 different colors coming down from the top. But yeah, this really looks like ColecoVision before it was released. Going around trying to dodge them. Oh yeah, this is nuts. I can only fire 1 shot at a time. So as soon as I release, then that's it. Oh, this doesn't look good. It's definitely an air-sea attack. Come on, no, dodge. All right, yeah, that's a lot more hectic. Okay, let's try game mode. I think it was 8 next. So hit and reset. Oh, wait, hit and reset, going to game mode. Was it 9? Yeah, let's do 9 for 2 players. So now it says 1 and 2 player on either side. I got 2 controllers plugged in. Let's see what happens when we start this one. I'm going to guess it's alternating, but they have 2 controllers. Oh, that's so cool. So, can we both move the sub? No. Okay, so one person's moving the sub and the black cursor, and then the second player can move the red cursor. So you get to work cooperatively or competitively if you want to do a score rush. Look at that. So it's 2 different cursors that you can move up and down on the screen. So still kind of simple gameplay, but presentation is amazing. That's awesome. And then just for kicks, let's try game mode 10 and start this one out. Yeah, it has an Atari feel to it, like the gameplay at least. The way it looks though, no way. Yeah, so this one looks game mode 10 is just like it's a faster game. But to play 2 people at the same time, that's great. Simultaneous play. Way to go, CreatiVision. All right, so for our first title for CreatiVision, I'm impressed. That's awesome. So for the time of all the console games we've ever played, while the gameplay is simple, the way it plays and looks is awesome. So I'm going to go with a 4-star for air sea attack. I might even go higher because of the way the graphics. Well, I'll say gameplay was still pretty simple, but lots of fun. So we'll do 4 stars for air sea attack. Way to go, CreatiVision. So for our first title, they're off for a great start. Let's see where we're going next after air sea attack for the CreatiVision. All right, we're going back to play Akalabeth World of Doom. This is the re-release by Richard Garriott, and this is the one that was available for PC, not the newer one. This one, the one we're going to play, has both, because they did a re-release calling it Ultima Zero, and that's not the one we're going to check out. This is the one that you could play for the IBM PC at the time. So here we go, more Akalabeth World of Doom. Let's take a look at the box. There's the new box for Akalabeth. The original we saw was like the one Richard Garriott had made himself. But here we go. Now he's getting California Pacific Computer Company to help him out. Just $34.95 on diskette. Love it. And then, oh, nothing for the back of the box. We just get the front of the box. And for manual, we've seen this one before. It's the same, I think it's the exact same manual we saw for the Apple II. Yeah. With the lore of the annals of Akalabeth. So for this, it's explaining, after we played a lot of the role-playing games of 1981, this one actually is a little easier to approach and play. Considering Wizardry, which we checked out in 81, they kind of streamline the process of a role-playing game, and they don't bog you down with a lot of information. They keep it a little simple. So Akalabeth is going to be a little easier for us, and if you see for controls, you can move freely around, moving north, south, east, and west. Check out those controls, though. Return is move north, left is west, right is east, and then / is move south with statistics, A, and spacebar. And then we have over on the far left side, that is the legend of what you see in the overworld, what the towns look like, the castle, trees, mountains, and the dungeon. And I learned my lesson last time we played the first revision of Akalabeth, where I died because of food. Not going to happen now. All right, here we go. We're checking it out. It's released at some point in 1981, the re-release of Akalabeth World of Doom. And you see here, this version has lots of ones, but we're going to play the original DOS one. So here we go. This is the original Microsoft DOS version. So no fanciness or a lot of color. It's kind of what you would have seen in 1981. All right, so this is when you find out what seed or randomness the game's going to play. So whatever your lucky number is, you type it in here. I'm going to type in 17 because 17 is the lucky number. And then what level of play do we want? We are brand new, so, well, we're not super brand new. We'll try 3. Last time I think we were trying 1. And then it rolls us a character. And then we decide, do we want to play with these qualities, yes or no? Hit points are kind of low, but I'm looking, we could do a mage on this one. So I'll say yes, since we got lots of wisdom. And then you only have 2 choices. You want to be a fighter or a mage. So we'll go mage. There we go. And now we're at the adventurer's shop. And to start off, you buy what you want to continue your quest. And with Akalabeth, you always buy food. So you push F, and there I bought 10 food. We got enough gold. Let's buy 50 food. Because every time you walk around in Akalabeth, you're eating and using food. Did not know that originally, but now we know. And then for a mage, they can't even equip a rapier, I don't think. Or an axe or a shield or bow and arrow. But they can do the magic amulet, so we'll take one of those. Oh, I can't afford it? Oh, no. Oh, I've spent too much on food. Can I sell food? I don't think I can. Well, without that magic amulet, we're not going to be much of a mage. I think that's how we do our magic. But we'll give it a shot and see what happens. But just in case, let's buy a rapier and see what it does. Mages can't use the rapier. What about the axe? Okay, mages can use an axe. Of course they can. What about a shield? Yes, I can use a shield. What about bow and arrow? No, mages can't use bows and arrows. Of course not. So just keep in mind, rapiers and bows and arrows, mages can't use them for some reason. All right, let me quit. They say bye. Welcome to Akalabeth World of Doom. And we're in. All right, so now this is a command-based game like Temple of Apshai, but instead of typing the commands, you actually can move freely. So I get to move around. This is me moving up, down. There's a dungeon right there. So if you want to go down in the dungeon, it loads the dungeon. If you notice, we last played this on the Apple II, and boy, oh boy, was there a lot of wait times. But look at this. We're now blazing through the dungeon. Especially considering, we fell into a trap. Oh, we fell down. So we fell down a hole. Now we're on the lower level in level 2. Considering 3D for the ZX81, oh man, this loads so much faster. Yeah, the character you're playing as must be pretty insane to be going into these dungeons. An orc. I don't think this is going to go well, but let's try it. Attack with the rapier. Oh, I don't own that. Oh, that's right, axe. So, we can throw or swing the axe. Okay, so it's giving me still commands to type. All I remembered is I type A to attack. Then after I attack, then it asked me what weapon I wanted. I tried rapier and it didn't work because I don't have it. But I tried axe and now it's saying, do you want to throw it or swing it? Let's swing that axe. And we missed. Darn. Okay, the orc missed too. That's good. So we do attack, the axe, and swing it. What? We knocked off none, and and the orc hit us, and we mourn the passing of the peasant and his computer to invoke a miracle of resurrection. And yes, we go back again. Our lucky number is 17, though, for sure. All right, let's try level 2 then. I thought we'd be better, but I guess not. All right, so this one looks like we're a lot more strength. Let's try it out with a mage. So we'll say yes, and we'll be a fighter this time. That's what we were last time we were playing. Mages, not so much. All right, let's buy some... actually, before we buy food, let's buy our rapier, our shield, and then food. Let me think. Do we need bows and arrows? No, we don't need those. So we'll do food, 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 and we'll just spend it all. Done. And then we quit. Bye. Welcome to Akalabeth. Is it the same world? Interesting. Our lucky number isn't exactly the same because the dungeon would have been there. But here we are. We're in an overworld map. So a top-down view of the map. There's mountains above us, south of us at the town. And as I move my way around, the speed of the EIB and PC, you can tell, is a lot better. That's a tree, by the way, the square is. And there, don't adjust your volume. There is no sound in the game. This is it. We're playing Akalabeth. Now, as I move my way around, I'm using food. I'm down to 30 already. And then I found the dungeon. So let's go down here and see if we do better down this dungeon than the other one. So I'm just taking a look around. I got a door I can go in this way. This is one of the first games we ever played with this first-person perspective for a dungeon. And I love it. Okay, so we got a door to go down if we want to. Well, we're not going to go down to the other level. I want to go this way. Looks like we found, some money. Notice that our food doesn't go down as fast. It's going down by decimals as we go in the dungeon. Does it cost? It costs food to turn? Yikes. My metabolism is so high that even just turning to the other side, I need more food. Someone feed me. Let's see what this is. We got one piece of 8 and a magic amulet. Okay, we probably can sell that, I guess. So we're getting close to running out of food, but this is what how you would play Akalabeth, and then you'd be marking your place in the dungeon, where to go. So cool. The first-person perspective is the way to go. Let's see, and I've already lost myself on... Okay, let's go back up here. Leave the dungeon. We gained no hit points. So we finally found our way out of the dungeon. We only have 13 food left, so let's get to a store so we can buy more food before we die. Please bring me a town. Oh gosh, I only have 3 steps left. No, I got 0.7 food and I'm here at a dungeon. So it loads the dungeon. How many times can I walk? 0.1 and we starved. Akalabeth, the game where you have to continually eat and eat and eat. We mourn the passing of the peasant and his computer to invoke a miracle of resurrection. And then the game begins again. So for the first time we ever saw this, it was a 5-star game considering all the other games we played. Now in 1981, I'm not going to go as high. It's still up there because of how fast it plays. I'm going to do 4.5 stars for Akalabeth World of Doom. Of all other role-playing games or all over computer games you could play at the time, this is excellent. One of the top. There's a reason I'm not doing 5 stars. And if anyone else knows the other game that comes out in 1981, besides Wizardry, you know which one is going to get 5 stars. So 4.5 stars for Akalabeth World of Doom for the IBM PC.
Will show you the system that's right for you.
And with that, we're going to put our game playing quest on pause. Had some great releases, got to check out the CreatiVision, and we're going to continue playing all the other games that were released at some point in 1981. And this is where we get to the obscure, the strange, and the weird games. So get ready for more weird and amazing times next time. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we miss any games along the way. This video would not be possible without RetroArch and Launchbox. Please tell your friends there's some crazy guy out there trying to play every single video game. You can always check out Chronologically Gaming on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We will catch you next time.